devastating war on the Korean peninsula, and one that could quickly spread with calamitous consequences, has grown louder in the wake of North Korea's latest missile test, its most advanced yet. The North's long-range intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, launch was in direct contravention of a battery of UN Security Council resolutions and in disregard for its increasingly estranged and last remaining ally, China. Meanwhile, a major US and South Korean military exercise began today involving 12,000 military personnel and, for the first time, US F-22 Stealth Raptors, precision bombing aircraft that the North Korean regime has zero chance of spotting with its antiquated systems. In advance of the exercises, the North Korean Foreign Ministry said that the Trump administration was begging for nuclear war, while Trump's security advisor, H.R. McMaster, speaking at the Reagan Defense Forum at the weekend, said that North Korea is the greatest immediate threat to the U.S. At the end of a year of extraordinary brinkmanship, the desperately isolated regime in Pyongyang is in a last-ditch race to build a nuclear missile capable of reaching the U.S. This, it believes, is its only deterrent against regime change. It is also directed at a country that it is still officially at war with. North Korea also knows that its million-strong army of mainly conscripts will, despite their legendary fanaticism, be no match for the far better armed forces of the US and its allies. North Korea suffers near-permanent fuel shortages, its ballistic missile program a cover for army trucks whose petrol engines have sometimes been swapped for coal stoves. For an unpredictable US administration, there is an equal, deadly intent to prevent Kim Jong-un from reaching that final stage of rocket development by force if necessary. Last week John Bolton, the former U.S. ambassador to the UN and a notable hawk from the George W. Bush era, visited London and the House of Commons. His mission, whether official or not, to relay that CIA chiefs have told Donald Trump that he has a 3-month window in which to act to halt the North's ICBM program, after which the North Koreans will have the capability to hit U.S. cities, including Washington, with a nuclear payload. This apparent March deadline, for what can only be considered a preemptive strike, was also mentioned to a former European parliamentarian by a senior U.S. commander a few days ago at Panmunjom on Korea's demilitarized zone, which separates the North from the South. With speculation rife that the CIA Director Mike Pompeo may replace Rex Tillerson as U.S. Secretary of State, the standoff seems likely to intensify, because Pompeo reportedly takes an even harder line towards North Korea. The Trump administration still believes that China holds the key, that it can turn off the oil supplies that keep Kim Jong-un in power, and so bring about regime change. But for a deeply recalcitrant regime in Pyongyang that is believed to have stockpiled emergency supplies of oil for a year, this could edge it still closer to the precipice. And pretenders to Kim's hereditary Marxist-Leninist throne who might have been favored by the Chinese, such as Kim Jong-nam, his half-brother, and Jang Song-thaek, his uncle, have either been assassinated or executed.